Our thoughts create our reality. Our emotions directly affect our cells, and our bodies can heal from within. Welcome to Be Your Own Healer with me, Dr. Kim Duramo, where we'll share incredible stories of people unleashing the healing power that lives within us and use mind-body medicine to show you how you can do it too. These healing sessions and powerful conversations will enlighten your path forward to be your own healer. Your awakening journey starts now. Well, I am so grateful to have you here. And thank you for being part of this, to be like vulnerable and sharing. And even like if this was never seen by anyone, just doing the work is very vulnerable and deep. And you go to like deep places in yourself to let in more light and more power and really resolve who you were being. It will have a big impact on your life.
Oh, I'm excited. Thank you so much for thinking of me and for this opportunity.
All right, so let's jump in. What would you say are the things coming up for you that you're ready for a huge resolution with? Either what you're ready to let go or what you're ready to step into. Either one will give us a good access point. What you're ready to create or what you're ready to like release.
I have one of each. I'm a filmmaker, and I have this trailer for this film that I'm funding to complete the post-production. So I just completed this trailer. I got it 3 days ago, and I need to put it out into the world to fundraise so that I can complete the film. I would love to complete the film in the next year and a half. So this film is very personal. It's my own personal story, and it's my own personal story about like womb disease, getting back into alignment, like healing myself of endometriosis. And so it talks about periods and blood and, all of these different things. And it feels very personal to put out into the world, but I know that it could change. It could really help a lot of people who are in a similar situation. So I want to step into like sharing with bravery and authenticity, and also being unattached to whether or not it's received or whether or not like the money gets raised. Just kind of moving through some of that fear to like put this out there, concentrating on who it could help.
Okay. And what comes up when you think about this, or you feel attached, or you embark on this feeling like, I'm gonna share this, I'm gonna release this, we're gonna get this funded? What arises?
The first thing that arises is fear. I feel like a tightness in my chest and a pit in my stomach. And the first thing I think about is, what is my family going to think? And what are my coworkers going to think? Even though I haven't been working with those coworkers for like 10 years.
Okay.
So funny.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That outer reference point is right here, right now. Okay. And what does it bring up that they're going to think that is so difficult?
Okay. With family, it comes like, how could you possibly talk about periods? How could you talk about what's going on inside your body? How could you talk about blood? How could you talk about this like super taboo subject? So with the family, it's like the heaviness of the taboo is what I feel. With my coworkers, what comes up is like, I worked in television marketing. I worked in, I was a trailer producer. So it's more like judgment that the trailer, or like judgment that the film will not be to the level that I want it to be. Like, how could you say you're a 20-year producer and this is your piece you put out into the world?
Okay, like the quality of it?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yep, great. Yeah, because what you're creating is in a higher frequency, than that other stuff. And so true value is exponentially beyond. But in that 3D perception of value, the pretty picture, the shiny thing, the perfect whatever, that's the value. And you're going into a higher dimension of value. So it's gonna, all of this exists within you. I know it seems like them out there, those people from 10 years ago, or like my mom who's over there, I could call her on the phone. But the actual energy is in you.
Mhm.
It can be projected onto them and you could experience it. Like that person might actually say those things, but it's actually because it's coming from something in you. And this is where we're going to clear it. And
Mhm.
when you clear whatever is held in you, where this energy has been tethered in you, it frees them to show up differently. It frees your whole world to show up differently, where it's like red carpet, we see you, we want this, we'll receive this, but it has to shift in you first. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, how willing are you to experience and feel and move through whatever's ready to move through as you dissolve this and step into power?
Mm. 10 being the most willing.
Yes.
I'm a 10 out of 10.
Okay. Great. Sometimes there's stuff to move first. All
Yeah.
right. So we're going to start with this. Is there anything else you want to put on the table up front, or we can put stuff as we go? But is there anything like, oh, there's also this?
Yeah, so the other thing that I really feel like I'm ready to release is again, it's around menstruation. You know, I have worked so hard to like get my hormones balanced. What I'm realizing as I'm moving into the perimenopause space is like every time I do drop into having my period, I'm having this like menstrual rage. Like I'm exploding my life, and then I spend the next 3 weeks repairing it, and then it's imploding again. And so it's like I think some of this has to do with um like if I'm ready to birth the project, and my soul is like, oh, okay, you know, but that there's that too.
Okay.
Um,
All right. What I'm feeling in there is like the rage repair.
mhm,
So just feel into this for a moment with your eyes closed and breathe. For so many women, creation has been not just suppressed, but uh, required to channel only a specific way. It's got to look like this. It's got to be like this. It's got to be acceptable and perfect and blah, blah, blah. So we have all this massive amount of creative energy, and then it gets shrunk down to this tiny little trickle of maybe something getting created. And for you, there's a huge amount that's like, we are going to be created. And then it's going to overpower your system as far as these channels of expression you have allowed. Um, and so it's going to burst you open to just like rage out and get expressed. And the good thing about that is it's actually going to create come hell or high water. It's going to like be destructive of what's in the way and be heard and be seen. But yeah, it could, what if it could come out in an even more fluid way that could be constructive? And
mm,
then what I am feeling into like the rage repair is like, this is coming out, but then you're like, oh, let's tidy it back up and go back to our status quo, as
mm,
opposed to this is coming out. Let me find ways to make space for it, and let me find ways to say yes to it, and let me find ways to say yes to what it's creating, even if at first that was a mess.
mm,
Do you see that? It's not about repair and like, oh, I'm so sorry of being like that. Let me just tie it all back up. That's actually, you want to let go of that process of creation where it's like the rage repair. So ask yourself, what if I could honor this creation, honor this expression? So it doesn't have to come out in a rage. It could come out with just as much power, but be
mm,
honored, being I'm making space for, I'm arranging my whole universe and my whole life around what wants to be said and shared and expressed here.
mm,
And then what if you are being called to do that in your personal life, to be the embodiment of that so other women could access that path of creation as well?
mm. Yeah.
Right? What would that be like? I'm here to be the embodiment of not this, oh my God, it's such a mess. Let me clean it up. But oh my gosh, creation is freaking messy, and let's bring it on and let's find a way to have that be fluid. So I'm saying yes to that in my life and my embodiment with my husband, with my home, with my how we do the family, so that I am the embodiment of this message I'm going to bring to the world.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how aligned does that feel? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to be that in your life?
Mm. I would say I'm 7.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Um, we're gonna move some of this first because these are hand in hand. You
Yeah.
gotta be embodiment of the frequency and consciousness of this film and the message. And otherwise it's like, oh yeah, I saw a cool movie, that was great, or it wouldn't even have a power. You've got to be the embodiment for because life comes through the person, the human being. It
Yeah.
doesn't come through a movie, it doesn't come through a corporation, it doesn't come through whatever media messaging, it comes through the human. And then if that media, you're activating that media through your embodiment, then it's going to, someone could just see the headline and like, whoa, I am moved. There's a force of life in this. It has to be the embodiment first.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
till you are willing to allow more of the embodiment of this fierce creative power in your life, which, all right, truth, does it actually create for good of all? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that 7 already is a little higher. Like if
Yeah.
you, wow, my embodiment is actually going to let that be transmitted and downloaded in the human collective so that this movie can activate it within them. What's your number now of I'm willing to begin, just begin to learn, even to begin to be willing to embody this in my life? What's your number?
9.
Okay. What would it take for it to be a 10? There's going to be like a thought or a belief or it's a 9 because I think it's going to be hard. It's a 9 because I think I'm going to lose my husband. It's a 9 because I don't really think I'll be supported and I'm on my own. What is the behind that 9?
Um, it's a 9 because I feel like maybe some of the women who are featured in the film won't like it.
And
And
they won't like what? The film or you?
mm,
Okay. Okay. I got it. The women who are featured in the film. Yeah, I'll do this film, but like, whoa, true, actual, unabandoned embodiment. I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. You ready to move this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna do some havening. So start here with your hands, like washing your face. We're gonna just move some of this energy out of your head. So just like you're washing your face and then down the neck to the shoulders 3 or 4 times. We gotta bring the energy down, the programming and the beta brain waves of like belief systems, everything you learned.
Mm,
We got to bring it down. So then cross your arms over your shoulders and then from your shoulders down your arms to the wrists, just like you're bringing the energy down, like you're clearing it off, wiping it off. Let that go. And then the third part is just your hands, what them together and just let that energy all release. It can release down the electromagnetic channels in the shoulders, arms, hands, and literally dissolve out of the head. All right. So I want you to feel the fear. Okay, we're gonna do some EFT tapping. You're ready.
yeah.
So just inner eye, everything I learned about being a woman,
Everything I learned about being a woman,
everything I learned about embodiment and creation.
everything I learned about embodiment and creation.
All right. And it's okay to do it in those channels,
And it's okay to do it in those channels.
but I've got to be careful.
I've got to be careful.
I can't just let it fully out.
Can't just let it fully out.
It's scary.
It's scary.
I'll be stopped
I'll be stopped.
under the eye. The world's not ready
The world is not ready
for this level of power,
for this level of power,
this level of out of control
this level of out of control
creation.
creation.
Under the nose, the feminine power is out of control.
The feminine power is out of control.
You ever control the process of your kid, or you're pregnant? I'm going to control my pregnancy. I'm going to get pregnant in April. So then I have a baby in this month. Like, just said that creation is actually has to be out of control
Creation has to be out of control
in order to fully manifest.
in order to fully manifest.
The Chen, what if I could trust creation?
What if I could trust creation?
What if I could trust the life force in me
What if I could trust the life force in me
unconditionally,
unconditionally,
fully surrender to it
fully surrender to it,
to the collarbone, and allow my full expression?
and allow my full expression?
I've definitely been taught that that would be bad.
I've definitely been taught that that would be bad.
And blood is shameful and wrong. Ugh.
And blood is shameful and wrong.
And the body's nature is shameful and wrong.
And the body's nature is shameful and wrong.
So I shouldn't let this be seen.
So I shouldn't let this be seen.
I shouldn't be out of control.
And I shouldn't be out of control.
I shouldn't be free to create.
I shouldn't be free to create.
Okay, what is that? We need restraints on creation.
We need restraints on creation.
Yeah, feel how that feels in your body. Like, that is horrible to a feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine. And so it would be suppressive to every human being.
Yeah.
Especially women, especially this part of the body with like the womb, which is the interface between the human and the divine. Oh my God, there's so much here. Say you can't control a global society.
You can't control a global society
Who is free to create,
who is free to create,
who is connected with their power.
who is connected with their power.
So you can't control a global society connected with the feminine energy, or global society who knows, oh, my womb is sacred. You know the womb is sacred. No one will ever be able to manipulate you. So just say, do I need to embody this fear?
Do I need to embody this fear?
Under the arm that my body learned is true.
That my body learned is truth.
What if I reign over my body?
What if I reign over my body
With truth.
with truth?
Body, none of this is true about us.
None of this is true about us.
None of this is true about our nature.
None of this is true about our nature.
Am a divine creator.
I am a divine creator.
And it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful.
And the more I'm freed,
and the more I am freed,
more beautiful is that creation.
More beautiful is that creation.
For the head, I wonder what it would take.
I wonder what it would take
Me to free myself fully.
Me to free myself fully.
Take a deep breath in. Let it go. There's more. How do you feel so far?
Much better.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to be the embodiment of this work in the world, in your body, in your life, in your parenting, in your home, in your everywhere?
10.
Okay, just say inner eye. My vision gives me courage and strength.
My vision gives me courage and strength.
I deeply care about women.
I deeply care about women.
And about humans.
And about humans.
And creation.
And creation.
Outer eye, because I was put here.
Because I was put here.
With a purpose.
With a purpose.
To be part of freeing.
To be part of freeing.
All of us to create.
All of us to create.
Under the eye. What if our creation is beautiful?
What if our creation is beautiful?
Even if it's messy.
Even if it's messy.
Even if it's misunderstood.
Even if it's misunderstood.
Even if it's disruptive. Oh,
even if it's disruptive.
I can feel like in your lifetime, certainly in the collective, but in your lifetime where that was true. So I want to just get personal in your system of like, just say all the ways growing up, um, my nature was disruptive.
Hmm. All the ways growing up that my nature was disruptive.
I saw things differently.
I saw things differently.
It was seen as rebellious.
It was seen as rebellious.
I tried to put it back in the box.
They tried to put it back in the box. I
And
tried to put it back in
I
the box.
yeah, it wasn't convenient for anyone.
It wasn't convenient for anyone.
Under the nose, all the ways I was complicit
All the ways I was complicit
in trying to suppress this.
in trying to suppress this.
We were all scared.
They were all scared.
And all of us, we were all scared.
And all of us, we were all scared.
I take a deep breath. I'm not a victim
I'm not a victim.
to them
To them
or to my humanity.
or to my humanity.
I'm a creator
I'm a creator.
on the chin. And I created it as if I wasn't free.
And I created it as if I wasn't free.
And we all created it as if we were not free.
And we all created it as if we were not free.
Yeah, like the whole of the 1950s, right? And then it lived on in our body where we're like kind of complicit with, let me suppress part of myself here. And so you can have some compassion for why would anyone even think like that? Because you're like, oh, did I unconsciously think like that? So just say, I forgive myself and set myself free.
I forgive myself. And then I set myself free.
For any way I suppressed my creation.
For any way I suppressed my creation.
I forgive them and I set them free.
I forgive them and I set them free.
They are just holding a space
They're just holding a space
to show me
to show me
where I've been suppressing my creation.
where I've been suppressing my creation.
Under the collarbone, I learned this.
I learned this.
It is not my nature.
It is not my nature.
I can let go of what I learned
I can let go of what I learned
about creation and about my nature.
about creation and about my nature.
And I can allow
And I can allow
completely free creation.
completely free creation.
Whatever it looks like,
Whatever it looks like,
however messy it is,
however messy it is,
however disruptive it may be,
however disruptive it may be,
under the arm, because I know the beauty
because I know the beauty
it inevitably creates.
it inevitably creates.
I know the freedom it inevitably creates.
I know the freedom it inevitably creates.
I know the power
I know the power
it unleashes in me,
it unleashes in me,
in my body, in my hormones,
my body, and my hormones,
my health,
my health.
up in the head. And I know the power it unleashes in the world.
And I know the power it unleashes in the world.
I choose to set myself free.
I choose to set myself free.
I choose to set my creation free.
I choose to set my creation free.
I deep breath in and just let everything go. Your body knows how. Let it go. And just feel what you feel. I'm meant to be fully alive. I am meant to have this vibration moving through me of freedom, of creation, of love. Whenever you feel love, it opens your energy centers. And so more energy is moving, is flowing. Energy's always moving. Emotion is energy in motion. But if we have suppression and walls and tension, it's going to move in a very different way that hurts. So our emotions can guide us to like, oh, how am I holding my energy? Am I open? It is always important to have the energy centers open so that we are more fully alive. Doesn't mean they're expanded out 20 feet beyond us, although that will be wise to do many times. You can also bring them back in. And I'm just keeping my energy here, walking through a train station. Thank you very much. No one's going to notice me, but you want to have jurisdiction over your energy to consciously choose open, expressive, moving through, or like, oh, let's just kind of tidy it in right now. And I'm just going to be very directive, so that you can mostly live free, open, expressed, and certainly activate that when you are intentionally creating.
Hmm.
Right. So, how you show up in your life, and you're actually going to start this with how you show up at home, because
Mm.
even something as simple as like your husband's energy system could suppress you and have
Mhm.
you back into like 1950s patterning of like, I should be a good wife, or like whatever is in the system.
Mhm.
And that, of course, will be reflected in your work. But who's going to train you? Where the training is right here, right now in your home,
Hmm.
showing up, because it will come up with the programming about mothering, and the program about marriage, and the program about sexuality, and relationship in your marriage. So we're going to check in how you feel, and we're going to move into that.
Mm.
How do you feel right now, and what comes up around creation, blood, uh, womb, being seen so far?
Mm. I feel really good. I feel energy moving in me much more fluidly than before. I feel it literally like there's more oxygen passing inside my body. What comes up to me is actually like an insight that one of the things I'm doing to create distraction is to create disruption and then focus on that disruption as opposed to focus on that project or focus on my embodiment.
Okay, just tap on the inner eye. Say one of the things put in place
One of the things put in place
to suppress my creation
to suppress my creation
is this rage repair cycle.
is this rage replacement.
And it will play out in my life
And it will play out in my life
until I choose
until I choose
to be more powerful than it.
to be more powerful than it.
Okay, so take a deep breath. The only way I will do that is when the vision or the intention is more powerful than the fear. So I
Mm.
want you to feel what the world looks like. This movie is out, and it is seen, and it is gotten at the depth of what you got, but even more that you're like, I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize why I felt so compelled, why I felt so um, inspired. This was even bigger than what I knew, and what it activates in the world. Like, what does a society look like that this women have their daughters see this? What does a society look like that this is a mainstream knowing? This
Mm.
is how we are. We respect our body. The womb is sacred, is the interface between the human and the divine, and we can own, we can have our jurisdiction over this. This is my divine right. I am human. I am also divine. I can allow creation. It is in me. The power of divinity is in me. I can't believe I didn't see it. What would a society be like where we put the power back within ourselves? So, feel
Mm.
the frequency of that.
Mm.
Yeah, worth like living and dying for, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so just put your hand on your heart and say, I surrender everything I am
I surrender everything I am
to creating what I'm here to create,
to creating what I'm here to create
being who I'm here to be.
and being who I'm here to be.
Yeah, so if all you did was show up in your home as a woman, embodying her light, her creation, her I love and cherish myself fully, I allow my full expression, I share with my husband and let him see what's really happening in me, who I really am, and you just show up as just Jamie in your life, the movie is like the cherry on top of that.
Mm.
Just
Mm.
the embodiment of one activated woman living this would be enough to shift the planet. Okay,
Yeah.
because we're not separate, we are connected. The energy field would be felt in your local area, but it would also shift the what is it called, like the collective consciousness that we're all tapping into. It would create a massive shift there. So
Mm.
I want you to see yourself. You wake up in the day, you feel good in your body. You're in a world where like you're nurtured. You've slept, and maybe you're waking up, just you're naturally waking up. And it's at a time that's nurturing for you. And you're going to get up and do something that nurtures you. Like
Mhm.
maybe you move your body a certain way, or, you go and like brush your teeth and drink your water and like, do something that is lights you up, that you really care about. Uh,
Mhm.
and then you're like with your kids and tending to what they need, and there's systems set up. Like we've shown our kids, like you're going to get up, you're going to put these clothes on, you're going to brush your teeth. There's a couple systems in place that some things are taken care of for us. Like your kids are really little. So it could be some simple thing that they know, like you can go and open their fridge and get your eat something. You don't have to wake me up at 6:30 to do that. You can do that first step on your own. There's systems in place. I am taken care of. I am free to honor myself. And then one of the things that's honoring of yourself is nurturing them and doing it in a way that's really fluid for you. And the food or the activities, and getting ready in the morning, getting things prepared. And you're moving into a day where you are honored as a sacred being, that there's nurturance for you, that you can go at a pace where you can breathe and do the things you really care about most, in how you take care of them and what you receive from other people or other things about taking care of them. Um, and then they're, in a 10 out of 10 nurturing situation, and you have some time to create what you're creating and tend to those things that you're here to contribute to the world. And this nurtures you. You receive more than what you put in. And it's an amount of time that's like just perfect. Like, oh, I want to have this time. It's not more time than you would want slaving away. It's enough time to really fulfill you. And you're creating in such potency that in like a couple hours, you do what most people would, your former self wouldn't have done in 10 years or
Mm.
year. And so there's potency of the value of what you're creating. You feel whole, you feel fulfilled. And then there's family time, there's time with your husband. And I want you to specifically see yourself in your energy body, connecting with your womb, the sacredness of that, and how much that requires you have open channels of
Mhm.
expression. If you're
Mhm.
going to connect with this level of potency, you're going to have to freaking have ways to let it out. And there might be sounds, there might be movements, there might be um, just choices and things that you're doing that allow this flow to be seen. And he is holding space. So alpha is wide base, pointy at the top.
Mhm.
Omega, feminine, is pointy at the base, wide at the top. So if you're just a vessel for embodiment, there
Mhm.
is so much your embodiment. There's sensuality, there's emotion, there's just a depth of actual embodiment and experience. And then the alpha pole is met both within yourself or within your partner to a solid degree. I've got you covered. I have space for you. I am ready to let everything you are flow out. I'm here for you. Whatever you're feeling, yes, yes, show me, show me, show me. And your life has ways of receiving your embodiment, your emanation, your expression in a way that's like, yes, more, more, and is actually creating. So I want you to feel this day. You are healthier as a mother as a result of this expression. You are more nurturing as a partner. Your intrinsic value as a woman is already delivered just by letting this embodiment have expression. Doesn't need to be made into a movie or a book or a put sexy clothes on and look at me. It's the energetic embodiment first. So I want
Mhm.
you to feel, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to live this day, this life, and this embodiment?
10.
Good. And then anything that doesn't allow that, for now, for future, for past, for others outside of me, for identity of who I think I am and I can or I can't be this or that, would you delete, uncreate, dissolve, resolve, release, relinquish across all time, space, realities, all aspects of self? And if it's a yes, you could just say yes.
Yes.
Take a deep breath. Okay, ground down to your pelvis, to your roots. Say, I know who I am.
I know who I am.
I am free to be this fully.
I am free to be this fully.
And tell the inner being, I have the capacity
And tell the inner being, I have the capacity
to put this in place in our outer world.
to put this in place in our outer world.
Good. Now you're just going to tell the inner being, whether it's like inner child or the inner self who's like worried, I've got you covered. We've got this.
We've got you covered. We've got this.
Because that you, the I am that you are, knows, oh, we could have a conversation with Alex and like, whoa, Alex, here's what I need. Are you on board for this? You could have a conversation with your kids. You could have all kinds of things that you might need to like take care of. Like, is there a person who helps take care of the kids? You have the ability to call that in. Yes. Okay. So tell her we absolutely have this covered.
We absolutely have this covered.
For you to be and express
For you to be and express
all of what you are.
all of what you are.
And it's safe.
And it's safe.
And it is loved.
And it is loved.
And it is welcome in our world.
And it is welcome in our world.
Take a deep breath all the way down to your pelvis. Okay, now I want you to feel into, first of all, how is this so far? Okay. Feel into the blood, everything you have on the womb or had on the womb about all that. And then also like the family. Good. Okay, we're going to move some of that too. How can you talk about this? Just come to your inner eye. Say all the ideas I had about this,
All the ideas I had about this,
about my womb,
about my womb,
about bleeding,
about bleeding,
outer eye, about being a feminine being.
about being a feminine being.
Yeah. And like how inconvenient that is for the world who's like, let's do the linear, steady, unchanging, can be controlled. But like the feminine is us constantly changing. So just say, I totally get where this came from.
I totally get where this came from.
The part of me that was scared,
The part of me that was scared,
that put my divinity outside myself,
that put my divinity outside myself,
put my power and worth outside myself.
that put my power and worth outside of myself.
Under the eye, everything I have about this,
Everything I have about this,
that I'm projecting onto my family.
that I'm projecting into my family.
How could you talk about this?
How could you talk about this?
That I'm supposed to keep it in.
I'm supposed to keep it in.
Under the nose, all the taboo,
All the taboo
about something so sacred and natural,
about something so sacred and natural.
all the shame and heaviness
All the shame and heaviness
about something so essential to life.
about something so essential to life.
On the chin, we're meant to live in vitality.
We're meant to live in vitality.
Yeah, so there's some things that are just true about our nature. They're inarguable things that you said, wow, there's like more life force flowing through, like I'm more oxygenated. Say, this is a good thing for everybody.
This is a good thing for everybody.
I can trust and allow this.
I can trust and allow this.
Under the collarbone. Everything my coworkers think.
Everything my coworkers think
About outer value.
about outer value,
They may not be able to see
they may not be able to see
what the real value is.
what the real value is.
Yeah, like they may never see what real value is, although a lot of them in this lifetime will. Everyone is waking up. Just say, everyone is waking up
Everyone is waking up
to what true value really is.
To what true value really is.
Yeah, like if something activates an innate power in you that has you be like, oh, more oxygen's flowing through my body, that has infinite value. If
Mm.
something is like sensational and helps you get a distraction from your inner pain, that has limited value. So since
Mm.
today we're all waking up,
We're all waking up.
know the difference.
Know the difference.
When I'm in my body, I know the difference.
When I'm in my body, I know the difference.
I cannot be fooled.
I cannot be fooled.
Yeah, but like the outer distraction of like, oh, look how good it looks. When I'm
Yeah.
in my body, I can never be fooled.
When I'm in my body, I can never be fooled.
Under the arm, the truth is the truth.
The truth is the truth.
I release everything else related to just say I release everything else
I release everything else
and everything that's suppressed my expression.
and everything that suppressed my expression.
But that, how fun and juicy
How fun and juicy
can it be to create now?
could it be to create now?
Deep breath in. And let it go. You gotta be that Jamie. You gotta be that Jamie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Body's gonna show you because it will feel uncomfortable if you're like 2% nut.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
It's so funny because even you talking about coworkers now, I'm like, oh, that's not there anymore. I was smiling because I was like, oh wow, I actually don't feel that at all in this moment.
Yeah. And it's good to let the cellular debris of that release where the body holds on to memory
Yeah.
and like I know like delete, delete, delete. And it's not even in my system anymore. Um, so your go-to it has to be flow.
Yeah.
In my flow. And so when your go-to is your embodiment, I'm in my body, hi body, here I am, and you soften your shoulders so there's a little more flow, it will always improve your parenting, your love
Mhm.
as your lover and your marriage. And that is so for you, that's going to be the foundation of who is creating this film.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. That
And
makes total sense.
do you see the difference
Oh,
between a frenetic woman who's like struggling and overwhelmed at home going to like, I've got to get this message out and create this movie, but
yeah.
the movie wouldn't have as much activating power
Yeah.
versus like, I am living this in my cellular and
Yeah.
I'm just going to put an explanation point on this sentence and everyone feels it. Like it could be one tiny thing and everyone will feel it at a 10 because
Yeah.
it's for you.
Yeah. 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 It's so good.
So this is the space where you can, uh, living from the space, you can get clarity about, oh, what's my timing? Who is someone I can call today? Um, what's one thing I can do today that will expand my purpose in
Mhm.
my life? And it might be like you go have lunch with a friend, or it might be you take a nap. It could be literally anything. But those things are coming from the unknown, the part that is beyond the created, that
Mm.
knows like, skate to where the puck is going. It knows in the etheric field of the divine matrix, like, oh, here's what's going to happen in a year. So like, you're going to line this up now, or here's a person who happens to be doing something similar. You're just be inspired to call that person right now, and you don't even know why. From the listening, you can
Mhm.
let the divine matrix work on your behalf for creation.
I feel so different. It just feels so much more flow. Like this makes so much sense to me on a cellular level and also on a womb level, a heart level, but also in my mind. Like, of course, this is the place where I want to create from.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because like if you're looking at your relationship with Alex, who are you right now to show up to Alex?
Mm.
Look at what that's going to create.
Yeah.
Everything you ever could want with Alex and everything you could want for Alex. Because Omega fuels alpha, and he's a very alpha masculine guy. This is going to inspire him and give him energy to create like what he's here to do. And if we've been like, oh my God, let's go to marriage therapy and let's like handle this marriage thing first. And later on, we're going to handle the film creation thing and it's all compartmentalized. Your life would be like work. You'd be working your ass off to like handle all this stuff versus this path of surrender lets life live you and all of it is taken care of.
Yeah. 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 I want the latter. I want the second option. I'll take option B.
So the way to do that is my source is source. And where do I connect with it? Right here, right now.
Yeah.
Not scattered outside myself. It's not in the thinking mind. You go to embodiment, you go to breath, soft body, full breath, and presence, high body. Here we are. So presence is really the masculine witness. I'm seeing what I see. Embodiment, feeling and sensing is the feminine, the omega. And you within your being have a marriage of alpha and omega, the healthy masculine, the healthy feminine. I'm here. I've got myself covered. I am taken care of, right? That's the alpha. And then omega is I am open and surrendered, feeling and sensing whatever's here without any need to control it. Okay, and that's creation. It's both.
Yeah.
Then it also welcomes in the alignment in your partnership. Because how easy is it for him to step in if there's already that dynamic happening for you?
It feels so much more alive, so much juicier. And in this moment, everything that I want, the relationships, the ease, the presence in motherhood, the nourishing of my own hormones and pouring myself into my film, like it all feels very in alignment.
Yeah. And it gives your kids when you're in that, it's not like, oh God, I got to go over here and work. Oh, now I got to work. And it's like, it's such a nightmare to live in separation. Way too many women, like we got to come back to this because we're all ready to create, but to do it from that abundance of fulfillment and wholeness, and it's all taken care of. I'm so excited to see what you do with this. Remember, it all starts with you. You have the power to create health, vitality, love, and prosperity beyond what you've imagined. You are your own healer. For more information on how you can begin this journey, go to my website, drkimd.com, where you will find multiple resources to open to true power and healing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel where I share tools for self-healing every week, and sign up for my newsletter at drkimd.com, where I share my personal journey and further resources to work with me for healing. All of these ways for us to stay connected can be found in the episode description. See you next time.